Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and you already know why I am here. Today, I'm doing a review from my latest acquisition from the House of Bortnikoff, and that is Lao Oud, or as I like to call it, Loud. We got that loud over here. So, first things first, I will give you the presentation. It comes in this nice little box, very typical of Bortnikoff boxes. Nothing really different here. Open it up. And inside you have a little card that has the note breakdown, the fragrance itself inside a very lovely bottle, and it sits inside of this little silk bed that has the cutout made in the shape of the bottle so that it rests in its place while it's being transported to your home. And that's all we're gonna worry about as far as that goes. Finish off the presentation with the actual bottle itself. Very nice heavy glass bottle, really heavy cap, nice cap. It says Bortnikoff right there. You see the name right here, and you can see the rim or the lining inside of it where it has a lot of glass, so it is kind of heavy itself. So Lao Oud. Lao Oud has the top notes of pink pepper, magnolia, peach, frangipani. Heart notes are beeswax, absolute, cinnamon, chamomile, Peru balsam, and cacao absolute. And the base notes are oud from Laos, Tonka beans, crocodile wood, coffee, oud from India, vanilla absolute, birch tar, and Guaiac wood. So just by reading that alone, you know you're gonna get a lot of oud, and you're gonna get some gourmandy facets to it, which I really liked. But before I go any further, I will read to you just a small portion of the olfactory description, just some things that stood out to me, and will give you a better idea of where this fragrance is actually going. So here they say, I have made many compositions with oud. Each of them has a unique characteristic. However, the note of oud in my fragrances have never been so powerful and animalic before the release of the new Lao Oud. And he goes into describe the fragrance a little bit, but another thing that really stood out at the very end is where it says, this is the most oudy and coffee-like animalic fragrance in the Bortnikoff Parfums collection. Really important. So even within the company, they already have very high expectations for this. And what I've done is, before I even decided to do this, I spray some right here. So it's already drying down, which is great, because one of the great things about this fragrance, and one of the things I enjoy about high quality fragrance, is fragrance that actually take you on a journey. You have all these different notes, might as well put them to good use and actually transition in different areas and feel like different parts of a fragrance as the time goes by. And this fragrance does it so well. So just to give me a little refresher of the opening, and you'll see. All right. So, I read that one portion for you for a reason, because there's no apology here in that animalic oud when it opens. This is a very animalic, strong presence oud. It has like a bit of booziness in the background, and you get some of that type of that wild honey that projects. So you have oud, wild honey, and booziness with a touch of that fruitiness from the peach early in this fragrance, which really helps balance everything. Because I'm telling you right now, if it didn't have those other facets, that oud can be very overpowering and off-putting to somebody who's new to oud. Now, the amazing thing about this fragrance is the transitions, not just that beautiful opening, which I'm telling you now, if you love oud, if you look forward to not necessarily challenging ouds, but oud with presence, oud with power, this is it. This is a just a wonderful oud that projects. It has a lot of character, and it doesn't stink. It's not that it stinks. It's that it's there. It's presenting itself, and it's animalic. So it really gives you that vibe of traditional oud, and I like that. The way they blend so well with the other notes in the opening just make it a boozy, oudy, sweet opening, which is in one way, one of my favorite parts of the fragrance, but the next big part to me is the fact that it transitions so well. So even if this is too much for someone, if this opening is too much of a strong oud and you think to yourself, I need something softer because I can't deal with this. The great thing about this fragrance is that as it transitions, it will get softer. The oud will always remain prominent in this fragrance. That honey comes out really nice. Those fruity facets follow you well into the mid. But what happens after that, as you get to the mid and start working into the dry down, it becomes a new fragrance. Like literally on your skin, it becomes a new fragrance. It dries down. You really start to get that cacao. You really start to get that coffee. It gets almost powdery, like if you took actual ground coffee and cacao together and mix it together with oud, that powdery effect of ground coffee and ground cacao, with, I don't know, if you imagine like an animalic oud chips, it's a wonderful fragrance. This was something that personally I looked forward to because I knew it was going to be different. I knew it was going to be a typical oud, but I was a little concerned that it might be even too much for me, because as much as I like darker fragrances, as much as I like those gourmand notes, something about that description that Bortnikoff gave about it being the most animalic, I was concerned that it might be too much for my palate. But the reality is that this fragrance opens up very strong, but beautifully, without a doubt. Like there is a mastery to this composition here that you will realize as soon as you smell it. As soon as you get the opening on your nose, you're gonna realize there was a lot of work put into this. And as you go through the transitions of this fragrance, you will really know that there was a lot of work and a lot of different notes using this. It's not like one of those fragrances that mention 100 different notes and then you don't get any of it. You really, really, really get to take a journey with this fragrance, and it really lets you get a look into real quality fragrance. Now, to tell you that it's a cheap look into fragrance, it is not. You're gonna pay for this trip, but if you want to, if you're tired of just traditional fragrances, if you're tired of something from your local discounter or from the Macy's counter, and you want something with more depth, more character, something that stands out in your collection, even if you don't have a bunch of Bortnikoffs, this right here is a great fragrance to start with. No, it is not necessarily what we would call a beginner's oud, but through the transitions, you will see how much easier it gets to wear as the day goes by. There's the last hours, absolutely. So what you get in the opening is very beautiful, but what you get in that dry down is a totally brand new gourmandy, oudy fragrance, and it's a new fragrance on your skin. This is definitely worth every penny, from the presentation to the opening to the mid to the dry down, all the notes that they used in this to make this fragrance so beautiful. This is my second Bortnikoff fragrance. Sayat Nova was my first, and I immediately fell in love with the work they did there. But you know, sometimes you just get one good fragrance out of a house and you don't know what's gonna happen with the next. This is my second one, and I'm really excited to see what else they have. You know, spoiler alert, I have 3 more Bortnikoffs coming in this week, so this might be a really Bortnikoff heavy week for me. And there's some other things too. So if you're interested in getting some more insight on Bortnikoff and a couple of other things I might have coming in this week, stay tuned. More stuff coming your way. Thank you for watching. Once again, this is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and I'm out.